Hello, wherever you are, I'd like to welcome you to this Blue Frontier Path video session. My name is Chris Boise. I am a coach and a facilitator in the area of voice and communication skills, and it is my privilege today to engage in conversation with some of the tutors of the Blue Frontier Path Academy. This is a tutor conversation, and I'm very happy today to be talking to Hanneri. So welcome to you, Hanneri.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. So just for our viewers, Hanneri, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. I mean, obviously you are a tutor and an expert in the field of interior decor. Is that how I would say it?
Yes, that's correct, Chris. So I studied interior architecture many years ago, and I've been in the industry for about 15 years, 12 of which I've been running my own business. So I've got a lot of experience in the field of interior design, and I'm also part-time lecturing. So teaching is a passion of mine, and I like to share the knowledge that I have with learners.
Yeah, so that's fantastic to hear, Hanneri. So obviously you are, as you say, sharing your experience, which sounds like it's been quite a good experience and a long experience. You don't look old enough to have all that experience, but that's very nice that you have. So when you talk about enjoying sharing that, the whole thing of education, because education is a journey. We are enabling people to learn more, find out more. That's an important aspect for you.
Yes, that's correct. So I feel passionately about, education being accessible to everyone and not just for an elite few that can afford to go to university. So for me, it's important that to share the knowledge that I have, and make it accessible to anyone that wants, access basically to it. So that's important.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, I've been in the educational field many years, but of course, in recent years, it has changed rather a lot. And of course, particularly in the last couple of years with COVID-19, with the pandemic, where people have been forced to be at home. So online education has become a very big thing. You're a favor of online education, I'm assuming?
Yes, I think online education makes it that much more accessible to, to a broader spectrum of people. So now you can sit anywhere and, log on, do a course here as and when you have time. So I think the move online has made it more, I don't want to say accessible again, but made it more accessible to a broader crowd. So I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think accessible is absolutely the right word. Is that people need to access education. And, if you've got a mobile phone, a laptop, whatever it might be, and some kind of connectivity, there is a lot that you can access, which can help you become more educated. But you are a tutor with the Blue Frontier Path Academy, and obviously Blue Frontier is it's a very accessible platform. I mean, it's trying to help people to get top quality education in the easiest way possible. And there are all sorts of ways that this academy is doing that. But the important thing here is, sometimes people say, well, what do I need that education for? In your field, which we'll get into in just a minute, which is interior decor, somebody might say, well, I just go and choose a couch and I put a couple of cushions on it and I paint a wall. I don't need to be educated in interior design to do that. But interior design is a lot more than that, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is a lot more than that. But I think the important part is for people I'm a very strong believer in the fact that your surroundings should be beautiful and conducive to, just a space where there's good energy. So I think that's the important thing for interior decor is to empower people to create beautiful surroundings and make things, work together and not just, like you say, just go buy a couch and paint a wall. I think there's a bit of science behind it, and I also focus on that in the course on the Blue Frontier platform, is to how can everyday people with, not millions and millions of brands, how can they make the space that they live in beautiful and, something to come home to? We spoke about earlier, COVID and forcing people to be in their space all the time. So I think that was an eye opener for a lot of people, saying, okay, I'm now stuck in this room for 24 hours a day. Why not make it nice? And I think everyone should be able to do that without necessarily hiring an interior designer, just because it's a nice thing to do, and you enjoy doing stuff like that. So I think my program, it just enables people to bring everything together.
That's wonderful. So, it gives people the chance, if they are interested in interior decor, it gives them a chance to find out a whole lot more, to find out the science behind interior decor, to find out the thinking behind the way certain colors work and certain shapes work. I think what you're saying is so important. The pandemic threw us all into interior space. And in fact, we are communicating in an interior space more and more. So because we are now online, we are talking from a room that we're sitting in. And the point is that the room itself can enhance your communication online. It actually, enables people to find it more interesting to look at you, as opposed to just nothing there, or the lighting not being good so people can't see the face properly. Suddenly, interior has become a really important part of everyday life.
Yeah, definitely. I think for two reasons. The first being, like we said, you are now stuck in this space, for 24 hours a day. So it must be something that you enjoy looking at, must be something that's calming, and it's not something that is getting on your nerves anytime you look at it. So I think that happened to a lot of people, during lockdown. They were looking at this like, oh my word, how have I been living like this for years and years? And then all of a sudden they had time, to start beautifying their spaces. So, and also, like you said, we are doing a lot of online meetings now, online interviews and things like that. So it's important to have a space where you can sit and have those meetings. And it's not the background of your children's toys and things.
Or one I saw the other day, a guy was sitting with an open door behind him, and I could see his garage. I mean, there was the mower, there were the tools. I thought to myself, does he not realize that as the viewer, I'm looking into his world, and his world needs to look as professional as possible. It's really an important aspect. So you are enabling people both to find out more about interior design for their own lives, but also, does this allow people to turn interior design into a career, Hanneri?
I think it's a starting point, definitely. So if people have a passion for interior design, this can be a launching platform for them to say, okay, let me look into this and see if it is really something I might enjoy, if it's something I'm good at, and then from there, definitely it can become a career.
So basically, it's like laying a foundation for people to build something, to build a career, because it's knowledge. You're laying a foundation of knowledge and understanding of a field out of which you can build a career. I think that's very important. People today are wanting to build careers, although, of course, we do hear about the self-made man or the self-made woman or the self-made millionaire. And so often people think, well, if you could just find an idea and do something with it, it's going to turn everything magically into something fantastic. Well, it's not entirely true. What is essential is for people to know what they're talking about, to know the field that they're in. So that's partly your job as a tutor.
Yes. And I think also an important thing to mention just is that, even if you're not making a career out of it and it's just a hobby, it can very easily become a side hustle. I mean, there are very few people nowadays that have only one job. Everyone has a side hustle of some sort. So if interior design is your passion, and you really enjoy it, why not make a side hustle of it? Start by doing a course, and then like you said, accumulating knowledge, and then take it from there.
I think this is such an important point you make there, Hanneri. You know, I like to say to some of my own students and some of the people I coach, we're all hustling. Everybody is a hustler. No longer can you expect to just sit in a comfortable job somewhere. We're all hustling. And in fact, that's something exciting. We're all entrepreneurs. We can all find ways to increase our income in some way or another, but we need to be helped. We need to be shown how that is possible. And that's what you're doing. As a tutor with Blue Frontier Path Academy, you are helping people to see the possibility of turning knowledge into something that can help them make money or just help them enjoy life a little bit more. But all of this is enhancing people's lives. It's giving them something more. Would you agree with that?
Definitely, I definitely agree. And I think, you know, with education becoming so much more accessible to the masses through online, you know, like the Blue Frontier platform, it makes it easier to find your side hustle and just go for it, you know, do something, start doing something.
Absolutely. Well, it's fantastic to talk to you, Hanneri. I'm very glad that you are part of the Blue Frontier tutor team, if we can call it that. And it's wonderful to have people who are part of this academy whose passion is to make education, learning, understanding accessible, and to help you turn that into something that can enrich your life. So thank you for being with us today. And I hope that we'll talk again at some time.
Yes, thank you very much, Chris.